for people in the Wake Forest, Raleigh, Cary, Rolesville, Durham, and Franklin, Granville, Vance, and Warren counties area of North Carolina. The Triangle, basically the northern Triangle area, which is our area of kind of expertise. It's our area of social media. If you guys are watching, you may be watching on Wake Forest Community Information or Raleigh Community Information. And this is a follow-up to a couple of videos I've done. If you're in those groups, I'm sure you probably know. And if you're not, go ahead and join. If you have anything to do with Wake Forest, North Carolina, or Raleigh, North Carolina, just go to any browser and type in www.wfci.one, or type in rci.one. That'll take you to Wake Forest or Raleigh Community Information. And those are our biggest groups. I want to give you guys some updated stats, first of all, because apparently we're going to be together for a while now, because as you guys know, as of 5 p.m., I'm looking at my notes here, I got all these notes this time. As of 5 p.m. yesterday, which is Friday, there's an order by Wake County about basically staying where you are for the duration till about April 17th. So what are we going to do till April 17th? Well, we've got the connections. And if you're not familiar with our groups, how many connections do we have? Well, we keep adding people every day. There's a barrage of people joining, which is great. Just please make sure that you guys behave well. We really need you to behave well, and I cannot stress that enough. And I'm speaking not only for myself, but for the amazing, amazing moderator team, which is Philip, Sarah, and Aaron. These guys do an amazing job. So please thank them when you can, and thank them without saying a word by just behaving properly, and behave the way you want people to behave. Treat people the way you want to be treated. And if you generally treat people like crap, unfortunately, these groups are probably not for you. And if you don't find your way out, we will have to remove you. And I cannot say that lightly or strongly enough. I don't want to say it lightly, because especially during these times, we don't need people stirring the pot on purpose. And I know that Philip is going to give a little bit of an update about just some of the posts that have been happening, because I know that there have been some concerns among the moderators about, I'd say basically the general idea is rants and opinions about COVID and shelter in place. We can have some constructive conversations, some potentially constructive criticisms, but let's not take this too far. Let's not go overboard with this kind of stuff. Let's focus on the positive. I think that's what we need to do. And when I say the positive, I mean helping out your neighbors. Somebody might need toilet paper. I mean, this is a serious issue, okay? Get them the toilet paper. Let's find out how to get that to them. And, businesses that may be basically on the verge of bankruptcy, how do we help them? How do we get business to them? Let's talk about them. If you're a business out there, talk about what you do. Come onto the group and talk about what you do. If you're a customer of a business or organization, talk about the experiences that you've had at these businesses or organizations that are local. We really want to support anybody but Jeff Bezos right now, because if you're talking about the Triangle area, he doesn't live here. He doesn't have, his entire life built around one or smaller businesses, or maybe a few locations that just have to survive in order for your bills to be able to be paid. Let's face it, these are the people that are really struggling. The smaller, more local businesses are really, really struggling right now, and they could really use your help. So give them a shout out. Please come into the group. Talk about your business experiences. People that that deliver. Don't wait for a list. Come on into the group. Talk about these restaurants. Talk about the hours that they're open. Talk about the specials. Talk about the stuff that you've ordered that you like. Please talk about that. Let's just, these are the kind of conversations we want to see in the group and that we want to foster. And let's talk about interactions in the group. You guys, if you've watched any of my videos recently, you know that these groups are incredibly interactive. I don't know of any group that has the kind of saturation or using ability or actual use of Wake Forest community information. Anywhere, any town, anywhere. I mean, we've got about 52,000 people in the group. That's about how many people are in the Wake Forest. The Wake Forest area is 52,000 people. And it's not just that, it's the interactions. The interactions keep going up. If you've been watching this third video of mine and the second and the first, I've told you about the interactions, what they are. They're in the 300,000s. Well, last time I checked, 415,000 interactions in the last 28 days on Wake Forest community information. That is huge. We're almost 500,000 interactions in one group alone, Wake Forest community information. And what's an interaction? It's a like, it's a share, it's a comment, it's a something like that. One of those things. So that comes down, see, I did the math. Where is it? About 10 interactions every single minute of every single day in Wake Forest Community Information Group. Of course, we know there's peaks when there are way more interactions than that every minute, and there are other times when everybody's asleep. So another friendly reminder, do not start typing or posting anything in the groups if you are drunk or high. We don't need that. Unfortunately, we have no way to test that. We can't even tell. But if you're acting really weird and getting into online fights and starting conversations that are creating fights and things like that, highly controversial topics, you're going to soon find yourself removed from the group. So I'm just giving you a warning and some advice. Don't do that. So we thank you for not doing that. I mentioned about the moderator team. Let's see. Okay. Well, another thing to think about, this is just some general advice, is that you probably have heard the axiom about you becoming like the 5 people you hang around the most. So you're going to be hanging in close quarters with people who are in probably your household, or unless you live alone. And if you live alone, then you'll be, maybe on our social media. So you want to kind of foster communications between types of people that you want to hang around, types of people that you want to be like, that kind of thing. So let's use this as an opportunity to really step up our game, and just really be around people that you want to be like. Think about some of your life goals and what you want to do, and this is a great way to brainstorm and talk to the community about these different types of things. Okay, well, let's see. Last thing I want to leave you guys with is building up your immune system, because that's really all you can do at this point in time. If you want to focus on one thing, my advice is focus on building up your immune system. Now, how do you do that? Well, there are several things. I'm sure you've probably heard, but we're going to say them again because this is so important. This is all you can really do in terms of the virus, other than the social distancing or proximity optimization, as I like to call it. All you can do is work on your immune system, and your immune system responds very, very quickly. Within 72 hours, any of these things can have a positive effect. So we're talking about exercise, daily aerobic exercise. No matter what your level of fitness, start moving. Just move around. Even if you can't go outside, walk up and down the stairs in your house for 30 minutes a day. Just get that done if you can. As long as you can actually get mobile, do something like that. Get enough sleep. Absolutely get enough sleep. People don't get enough, but this is your time. You don't have any excuses right now, unless you're working from home, like my wife, and they're not demanding, but working from home ends up meaning like you're working 16-hour days now, which is not good. But she's just walking over there too. But anyway. And reduce your stress level. You got to reduce your stress level. A lot of things you can't control, especially about this virus, you cannot control. So don't worry about them. Stress is anxiety. Anxiety, what's anxiety? Well, it's a life out of balance, basically, because if you're in balance, you are not going to be depressed, which is living in the past, or anxious, which is living in the future. So anxiety is living in the future and worrying about things which may or may not happen, and probably none of them ever will happen. So you've got to reduce your stress and anxiety levels, however that means, but you've got to stay in the present moment and stay focused. So a good way to do that is to get onto Wake Forest or Raleigh community information groups and start talking with your neighbors, start talking about productive things, start talking about positive things. Let's be people who offer solutions to people in the community, not people that are creating new problems with the way we're treating people. We want to show the right example, so this is a great way to do that. What else can you do? Well, let's see, there's sleep, exercise, de-stress, and diet. That is probably the most important thing, is diet. Now, if you guys have been gaining weight during this time, which I know I've seen a lot of posts out there, there's going to be a lot of babies in 9 months, and people have already gained 5 to 10 pounds and eaten all their extra food. Well, you're probably eating the wrong food. And this is the biggest single thing you can do to boost your immune system, is eat the right foods. So within 72 hours, start eating as many whole plant or minimally processed plant foods that you can get. And in most of these grocery stores, and get them delivered if you can, but if you can't, you'll find that most of the boxed items that keep forever are gone. But a lot of the fresh fruits and vegetables, but even some of the rice, beans, these types of things. But in terms of fresh fruits and vegetables, that's what you really want if you can get those. And eat as many of those as you can, and you will see a difference. There's no question about it. And if you need more help with this, some of you guys may know, I run a nonprofit called aplantbaseddiet.org. Now, if you're not a chef, we can help you. If you are a chef and you're looking for new ideas, you want to transition away from all the fatty foods, all the animal product foods, which really serve to destroy your immune system on most levels. And I'm talking about fatty foods, not only just animal product foods, but also plant foods. If you're eating too much oil and things like that, high fat foods like nuts, seeds, and avocados, these things will also hurt your immune system. You want to keep that immune system in top shape. So you want to eat the healthiest food. So we can help you with that. And all you got to do is go to our website, aplantbaseddiet.org, aplantbaseddiet.org. And depending upon where you are in this journey, if you're a chef and you want to learn how to cook some new things, or if you just like to fool around the kitchen, you got the ingredients, go to our little tab that says healthy recipes, and you will find some of the healthiest, most delicious food, immune system boosting food possible. Okay, so go ahead and check that out. Now, if you don't want to cook at all, and you don't even want to leave your house, and you don't even want to go to the grocery store, which I highly recommend if you don't have to do, don't go to the grocery store, don't even leave the house. We have prepared foods that you can have delivered to your door. And I'm not talking about just any prepared foods. I'm talking about the healthiest immune system boosting foods. Just go to Healthy Prepared Foods tab on our website and check that out. So one other thing is follow me personally. All you gotta do is go up to the top of this video. This is my wife's phone case. Go up to the top of the video, see my name, click on it, and click follow. I have been posting videos like almost every single day, sometimes multiple times a day, from experts and people that are affiliated with our nonprofit about what to do during this time for your health, because this is all about your health. This is about survival for a lot of people. We want to make sure that everybody makes it through this and that nobody becomes a victim and dies because of what's going on. So this is your time. Make sure you have a heightened awareness, and I'm giving you these tools. They're free community resources, so please utilize them as best you can. You have any questions for me, please put them in the comments here. You want to tag a friend who wants to see this video, go ahead and do that as well. I think I've got most everything I was going to talk about. So, yeah, put the phone down. That's it for the notes. Anything else? Well, it is 7:30, so I've got to get the day going. And I thank you guys for spending a little bit of time with me here listening. Please, again, tag friends in this video. Give me your feedback. Give me your comments. How can we better utilize these groups for the community? Type comments in here below. If you want to reach out to me directly, that is the best way to get in touch with me. Yeah, I know you could send a private message to my real estate page. You can send a private message to me. If we're not friends, I probably will never get that and never even get a chance to look at it. But send me a text, direct text, to 240-205-0417. That's 240-205-0417, or just comment right here on the video. Let us know your ideas. Just know that we are open to using these groups for the sake of the community and for the valuable, amazingly valuable resources that they are. We're very, very thankful to be, I'd say, helping to manage these resources. And management is a full-time job, like we were saying. 415,000 interactions in Wake Forest community information in the last 28 days. And Raleigh's up there too now. We're over 150,000 interactions in the last 28 days. So between those two groups, we're getting close to 600,000 interactions. That doesn't include Cary community information, Rollsville community information, Durham community information, and then the 4-county group, which is Franklin, Granville, Vance, and Warren counties community information. So check all those out. And if you want to find out about more of our groups, go to trianglegrapevine.org. That's trianglegrapevine.org. And when you're there, click on groups, and then you'll see all the groups that we have, and go ahead and join them. And especially if you're a business or organization, please, these are free resources for you. If you are a business or organization, I know you have time in your hands. Use these in a creative way, but also follow our rules, okay? Especially if you're a business or organization, please check out our rules about how many times you can post, what kind of content you can post, etc. They are pinned to the top of each of these groups. So depending upon where you're watching this right now, if you're watching this in one of those groups, go to the top, look at the announcements. There should be several announcements, including my last video that I made here, and I'm going to pin this video up to the top too as soon as I'm done and get enough time to process it and tag stuff and all this other stuff. We will get it done, but please follow these rules. And when you see the rules, tag friends who need to read the rules. Share them with businesses. That's all we ask, is that you follow these rules. We actually call them policies and guidelines, because I don't like the the term rules. We're not trying to rule over anybody. We are trying to manage the group properly. So in order to manage the group to the best of our ability or the best of anyone's ability, we need policies and guidelines in place. So thank you for being a member. Thank you for participating. We're definitely all going to make it through this time together. And I look forward to, getting closer to one another and brainstorming, figuring out how to use these connections that we have in a better and more positive and productive way. It's all good as far as I'm concerned. So looking forward to getting to know you guys more. Thanks a lot for watching and have a great weekend.